Good morning.
Good morning.
Excuse me. May I sit down?
Of course.
I don't mean to distract or disturb you.
You're not?
It's a lovely day.
Yes.
Such a beautiful time of day.
Yes. I remember. I can feel it.
I'm sorry
That's all right. We all make mistakes.
I've never been here before.
Oh. How come you're here now?
Just visiting.
You sound familiar.
Do I?
That's what I just said. Sorry. This is all new to me.
I know.
How could you know that?
I read about the car accident. How you lost your wife.
Oh. Yes.
I'm sorry for your loss. She was a very beautiful woman.
How do you know that?
It was her picture in the newspaper.
Oh. Yes. Yes. Excuse me, but do we know one another?
Yes. A long time ago.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, I keep saying that. You came to the park to see me?
Yes. Your housekeeper said that you were here.
You were at my house?
No. I knew where you lived, but I called.
May I ask for what reason?
I wanted to offer my condolences.
I see. Is that all? Sorry, I don't mean to sound ungrateful.
I understand.
My house is not for sale. If you're a real estate agent, you'll have to talk to my children.
No, it's not that.
I see. Actually, I don't see, but it's an expression I've always used.
I know.
Do you? You said that you know me.
I did say that.
Is this a game? I'm not quite in the mood to play any games right now. Who are you?
It's... Penny.
I don't believe this. I must have fallen asleep and I'm dreaming.
You're not dreaming.
All right. Prove it. I don't know what to say. Why are you here?
I wanted to see you, talk to you, tell you how sorry I am for what I did.
You're a little late. A lot late.
I know. I'm sorry. So deeply sorry.
You wrote that in your letters.
You remember.
Hard to forget letters like that when you're fighting in a jungle halfway around the world.
God. I'm so sorry. He left me.
You're telling me something I know.
Still so angry. You loved me.
Long ago.
You still do, I can tell.
You are so wrong. It's over now. Has been for a long time.
Please forgive me.
I can't. I could never do that. What you did is not to be forgiven. I speak for others who went through the same thing. God, I hate what I sound like.
I'm so sorry. I feel so alone.
I know what that's like. Different, though.
Please.
You said that already. I can't help you. I think you should go now.
You're so angry after all these years.
I can't believe this is happening.
I hurt you. Can you forgive me?
No.
Please.
What can it matter to you now? You did what you did. I can't forget that. I can never forgive you.
Everyone tells me that I'm making a terrible mistake. You're away. I don't know when I'll see you again. Everything is changing. Maybe I am making a terrible mistake. And I'm sorry for that. But I need someone. I miss having someone near me. I found someone that understands what I'm going through. I'm afraid of what may happen to you. How could I live with that? I know, I'm a coward. I know that you'll forget about me. I know you will. I'm not good for you. Please understand. I met someone. I have to tell you.
You will be angry.
I know you'll be angry.
I know you.
I know you. I know how you are.
How you are. But I can't help that. Can we ever be friends again?
No.
I beg you to forgive me.
Please go.
Will you look at me?
Why? I can't see you.
Turn to me, please. Forgive me.
This is the one that you remembers. This is the one that fills your heart with joy. This is the one that lulls your child to sleep. This is the one that makes it all make sense.
I can see you.
Stained glass windows, fallen items, thousand graces turn to stone. Give me an hour, give me a lifeline, give me your hand one more time.
Hello, I'm still Shirley Romaine. I'm still here to introduce the cast of I Can See You. It's a play by Norman Hall, and he was to direct it, but he passed away before it could be done. So Chuck Wagner, who is one of our mainstays as an actor, stepped into the role of director. And I think you'll agree with me that he really did a wonderful job. Chuck was part of what became our repertory company. I think, Chuck, probably you appeared in more of the plays, more of the 29 plays that we did than anybody else.
It's probably
Yes,
true.
and here you just stepped in as director, and
Well-
I think you did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you very much. A long time ago, a director once told me, and it wasn't Norman, that 90% of directing is casting. So
Yeah.
the reality is show was cast by Norman,
Yeah,
so 90% of it was done by him.
Well, I did think it was extremely well cast.
Yes.
And I want to introduce Robert Mexon, who is our leading man, and Amanda Brennan, who's joining us as well. So let's just begin. The first thing that I have to say is that I just thought the setting was wonderful. The spot that you chose, and the fact that you did it in plein air, that you did it outdoors, lent so much to it. Really, I just thought it was great. I just kept looking around, and I thought, how beautiful. Was it a challenge? I mean, usually it's in the studio and there is some element of control. What's it like working
Well,
outdoors?
it is challenging because you're dealing with light, you're dealing, as you heard, geese and planes and helicopters.
Yeah.
So it then becomes an editing challenge when
Yeah.
you have noises going on that
Yeah.
you know outside. You have to make sure that everything sounds
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
real. It wasn't as big of a challenge as we initially thought it might be,
Yeah.
but we did encounter
Yeah.
some of the nature's own little
Yeah.
things thrown at us that were.
I think, it was interesting. Norman began as an actor and then went into directing and then suddenly emerged as a playwright. So we really had him doing everything. And at the end, of course, he did some acting. So he kind of came full circle in his life.
he did,
I
he
always
did.
think about that. So he really had a sense of what acting was about and what was good acting, and I think we really saw some of it. And he brought all of those skills to what he did.
He sure did.
I just none of the actors. I interviewed all. We did 29. You're the last of the Norman batch, and he did some 29 plays.
Yeah.
We did. And I think the actors in all of them had nothing but praise for his work and for what he brought to their productions,
I'm sure.
Yeah, so let me just begin to talk about the play a little bit. Your blindness, of course, is at the center of the play. You do it beautifully, and I'm just wondering what kind of a challenge did it present to you?
Well, I've definitely witnessed blind people in my life. I, in fact, have an aunt who was a teacher of the blind. I called her, talked to her for a bit, and then I called Lighthouse International, and they put me in touch with Lighthouse Guild, and I met with someone there to discuss the experience of it a bit, and there was also the issue of reading Braille, which I didn't master. But
Well, you're
I don't know
excused.
how anybody does. My God, this is really quite an art, a skill. But she did give me some basic instruction on it. And on how it is that, I mean, for instance, she was saying to me, don't have the misconception that people who cannot see don't face the people who are talking to them. It does not mean that they can't understand where that person is and how it is that you might position yourself to have that conversation. So even that was just a little tidbit of something, and then I worked with it on my own to have it become more second nature to me.
Yeah.
So I guess, like with any impediment that you have to acquire for a role, you need to work with that and make it become your own.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I thought you did it extremely well. And I have to say, I think that you shot the whole film beautifully. Lots of very good, tight shots.
Well,
And I
Marcelo was
thought-
just wonderful.
Well, yes,
you know.
Marcelo, what do we call him? Our technical guru.
Yeah, director of photography.
Director of photography. Yes.
A man of many hats.
We're so lucky to have him. No, but I thought you chose.
Don't tell him I feel that way.
No, I won't. It's our secret. No, I really thought you shot it beautifully. You know, this was Norman's last work for us. And I think he left you with a lot. He was very eager to do this play.
Yeah.
And I think it took a lot of really good internal kind of work to make it happen. I don't think it was easy. You know, as I watched it, and I've seen it a number of times, I don't think it was easy.
Well, we actually did talk about that the script, he wrote it in a somewhat minimalist,
Yeah.
Spartan
Yeah. Spartan
style.
is a good word. I think that's a good word for it.
And that comes with a challenge and even potentially a certain kind of reality of
Yeah.
that world. It almost struck me that these people had a certain kind of formality in the way that they dealt with one another. It wasn't this very free-flowing,
Right.
connected conversation.
Yeah.
There was something a little bit awkward between them going on, and definitely there's that backstory of their own history
Their
together,
history, yeah.
and then as well the history with the wife who had just recently died. And so it's right, all of that homework and that internal life that's
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
that then filters through into
Yeah.
this dynamic
Yeah.
when she appears.
Yeah.
And even, of course, too, taking into account that this accident is recent for me as well.
Yeah.
This whole new understanding of the
Yeah.
world, of this reality of my blindness, the frustrations, the loss, everything that's
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah.
Even on this beautiful day that we had. And
Yeah.
Our discussions in rehearsal too, we said that the piece was written, it lent itself to this medium, to film. It was more of as opposed to, you know, a staged piece, because it's supposed to be a play, but the way it's written, it lent itself
No,
more to.
I think it was
so I think he
very
had that
filmic in nature.
Yes,
You know, it meant to be.
I think he had that in mind
Yeah.
when he wrote it.
Yeah.
And it played beautifully.
Yeah, and what really made the difference? Talk about it. The difference for you at the end. What made you, I can see you, what made the ability to see you?
oh, I don't know if
Can
I
you
really
talk
would have.
about it?
Well, I don't know.
Can,
Well, there's
do
a
you
part of-
dare, do you dare talk about it?
Well, there's a part of me that I think it's good to have the audience also, I think, come to their
Yes.
own individual
Yeah.
response to it, rather
Yeah.
than me necessarily
Yeah.
explaining it. But I do think that in a story, you have to, it is all part of a whole. I think that it's not that it exists apart or outside of what has happened leading up to that point. I think that there is a reason why how you get to the end, how Penny's appearance, the woman from my past, her appearance it factors into
Yeah.
how I arrive at that moment of seeing my wife, of having a certain epiphany or revelation
Yeah.
about that relationship. And so they're not apart from one another. I think you have to find what connects those two. And there's a reason why the event of the play and that Penny's reappearance in my life brings me to that moment. So that I do believe that's part of what happens.
Okay. Well, I sort of, you know, I got that, but I really thought it was something I wanted to ask you about. Amanda, is there something you'd like to add to the mix here?
Well, this was my first time working with everyone, so this was a great opportunity, and I had a wonderful experience. Thank you so much, Chuck.
You're welcome. did a great job.
Thank you. This was my first time actually seeing the completed project. So I wasn't expecting it to be on that level.
What we did with this project, as you said, was out of the studio. It was completely different than what we've been doing, and it's been growing over the years. I mean, when we started, we were doing staged readings.
That's right.
And we were actually script in hand readings.
I
Then we
remember that.
evolved into the full productions, and then we moved over here to
Yeah.
this location. And so it's been growing year after year after year, and that's the goal here, is to continue the growth. And I think our first project outside of the studio, it's amazing.
Oh, it was really just beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just so happy at that finished product. And again, I can't thank enough the people that were involved. And again, this is all Norman who put this all together, including this cast, this crew, this everything. So I was just lucky to step into it and go, yes, 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 a lot. And I mean, I think this group is going to flourish. And
I think so, and I think it's going to take on a different character. You know, we're a nation of new and improved, but I do think that it's certainly going to be new, and new things will be added.
Yes, we're going to make PATV great again.
That's correct. So I think we can look forward to a really new and new and exciting future. So I'm very pleased about that. I just think that you know, the sky is the limit. We can really do whatever we would like. However, we are a community station. We are a channel that, if people watch, you know that we bring you all aspects of this community, the Great Neck North Shore community. And we really depend on you to support us, because we think that we really present you in a very diverse and favorable light. So this is kind of a tribute and an opportunity to show our work, which I think is really just splendid, and a chance for our community to recognize that. So please be as generous as you can.
Stay